Hi there and welcome. I'm Meg Fitzgill. I'm a functional nutritionist and I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to be walking you through the balancing program, which is one of my favorite things that I offer. So, this program is designed for people who feel unbalanced. What that looks like is it could be that you have difficulty losing weight, or maybe you have low energy and brain fog, or maybe you're suffering with body aches and pains. Well, good news is this program is here for you. So it's going to take you from unbalanced all the way up to balanced. We're going to do this in a few different ways. First of all, during the program, we meet as a group for 6 weeks on Zoom, and we'll meet at either noon or 7 p.m. every week. So you can pick whichever time works best for you, and you can even change it throughout the time based on your busy schedule, because we all know life happens, right? So we'll be meeting as a group and you'll get 6 weeks of education. Honestly, the education is everything I wish was taught in school. It's stuff that we all should know because we all own bodies and most of us don't understand what's going on in our bodies. And so in these classes, you're going to learn about that. You'll also have a supportive community, so you're not going through this alone. You're going through it with a group. As a group, we have a private chat where we can encourage each other. Also, there's going to be days where it's hard and probably other people going through the program at the same time as you are struggling as well. So to have accountability and have somebody there who knows exactly what you're dealing with is huge. And we also are able to do things like share recipes and encourage and cheer each other on. So it's great to have that. During the program, in the middle of it, as a group, we do a 21-day anti-inflammatory food plan. So in this food plan, we remove everything that's inflammatory and we really focus on filling up on anti-inflammatory foods. So along with this, you'll get a cookbook. We also have recommendations on how to meal prep. And so again, you're going to have a ton of support. You're going to be eating great food. You're definitely not going to be starving. That's not what this program is about. And then one of the weeks near the end, we actually talks about detoxing the body. So detoxification is a huge trend. And honestly, it's a little bit misleading a lot of times in the health and wellness space because our bodies naturally detoxify. And after going through 21 days of eating anti-inflammatory foods, you will feel that your body has detoxed. And so this is a great time to learn more about detoxification, how to support your body in doing it more effectively and efficiently, and how it is naturally already working. And so love having this as part of the program as well. And then finally, this is a thing that I think makes this program most unique from any other program out there is that we have personalized functional testing. So everybody who goes through the program gets an option of different types of functional lab tests to be able to know exactly what's going on with their body and to have a personalized protocol based on what they need. So by the end of the program and you're feeling balanced, you're going to notice that you have better digestive health. This looks like no more bloating, regular bowel movement, slimmer body, and just feeling more confident. You also are going to have blood sugar that is regulated. And so this means you're going to be more energized, probably more focused, and you're going to be ready to take on any of those big goals. You're going to have reduced inflammation, which means that you're no longer going to be dealing with aches and pains and you're going to be feeling great. So that is the balancing program. And I really hope you're excited about this because it's pretty amazing. So there's 3 different ways to join. The first way is the bronze level, and this is the most affordable level at $500. So with the bronze level, you get the 6 weeks of group coaching, access to the group chat, you get a cookbook, you get all the support on meal planning, and then in addition, you get hair tissue mineral testing. And honestly, this is my favorite test, only because it's so actionable and it's so simple. So with hair tissue mineral testing, what you do is you send in a sample of your hair, and don't worry, we're not going to be taking it from like the front of your head. You'll take it from the back where nobody's going to even notice that you cut anything off. But you take a sample of hair and you send it to the lab, and then the lab sends me the final report. And so our hair is amazing data on what's going on in our body. So if you think about it, just this top inch right here, closest to the root, This represents about 3 months of data of what you've been eating and also what you've been exposed to. And so through this testing, I'm able to see all kinds of different points of health. So I'll be able to evaluate how your body manages stress. I'll be able to evaluate how your thyroid is functioning, how blood sugar regulation is functioning. Also be able to see stuff like whether or not your body is able to, is more susceptible to viral versus a bacterial infection. Hair also tells me about different chemicals and metals that you've been exposed to. And through this testing, I'm able to give you a super personalized recommendation on what to eat. And so, specifically, like specific macros that would work for your body, but also recommendations for specific foods based on minerals that you need to be balanced out. I'm also able to give you recommendations on supplements if you want to go the supplemental route, and then recommendations for lifestyle. So, a lot of this tells me about how your body manages stress, or maybe if you're over exercising, anything like that. So, I'm able to tell you exactly what you need with this test. The second level is the silver level, and this is a little bit more personalized. So at the silver level, you get everything from the bronze level, but in addition, you get functional lab testing. And so what this is, it's very similar to going to the doctor and doing a full blood panel, but there's two key differences. So first difference is that I am not a doctor. And so because I'm not a doctor, I'm not going to be looking at your blood work to diagnose disease or to identify illnesses. Instead, what I do, and this is number two that makes it different, is I look at it from a functional perspective. So as a functional practitioner, we kind of take a step back and we look at patterns within your blood work. And these patterns are able to help us identify the root cause of your issues. So we're not looking at the disease, we're looking at the root cause of what's going on. And then from that root cause level, a lot of times we're able to be proactive before something actually becomes a disease or an illness that would need a diagnosis. And so at that point, we can make very good science-backed recommendations on different foods to eat and different nutrition modalities that we can use to help put your body back on the path towards health. And so it's pretty transformative to do this type of blood work. In addition to the blood work, you also get a one-on-one session with me. And so if you are able to be in person, then that's a 3-hour session. If it's virtual, it's a 2-hour session. And in case you're wondering, I am in Lewisville, Texas. That's where my office is located. But in the session, we will do things such as going through a whole bunch of intake forms so that I have a better understanding of your family history and we can consider that in what we're looking at. We'll go over your blood work, we'll go over your hair tissue mineral testing. I also offer muscle testing, and I can do muscle testing both virtual or in person. If you are in person, I'll also do a functional evaluation, and this looks like you laying down on a massage bed and me palpating different organs to see what's inflamed or not inflamed. And the really cool thing with that is then I can put food or supplements or even water next to you, palpate the same area, and you will feel a difference. So if you are dehydrated and I put water next to you and then palpate on the place that hurt before, you'll no longer feel that pain and you will know, like, oh, I need to drink some water. Really awesome to experience that. In addition, if you're in person, I have a biofeedback machine that I use. And so I'll have you put your hand on this machine and it will read what's in balance and out of balance. And again, just provide more data so that you have a really personalized approach. And so at the end of that session, you'll have lots of next steps on how to chase after your best health. So the third option is the gold level, and this is the most transformative. So at the gold level, you get everything from the bronze level, but you don't get the blood testing. Instead, what you get is food sensitivity testing so that you know exactly what foods, chemicals, and herbs you might be sensitive to. And then along with that, you get a GI map. And so I always like to pair these two together because it does no good to do a food sensitivity test and not know why you're sensitive to the foods. So if you were to do a food sensitivity test and you found out that, like me, your top sensitivity sensitivity is rosemary, and then you take rosemary out, if you don't know that that rosemary sensitivity is due to a bacterial imbalance, and now you've taken out the food that that bacteria eats, that bacteria is probably going to just jump onto the next food, and now you have a new food sensitivity, and then the foods that you can eat just gets narrower and narrower and narrower. Whereas when you go do this approach where you do both of those tests together, we know what you're sensitive to. We know why you're sensitive to it. We take out the foods that you're sensitive to for a short period of time while we address the reason why you're sensitive to it. And then you can add those foods back in and you feel better. So it's just like a win, 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 win. So along with that, at the gold level, you do still get the hair tissue mineral testing as well. So you've got all the benefits of that test. And then you get a 3-month protocol as well as access to me for 3 months as you walk through the protocol of taking foods out, doing targeted supplements, and then slowly adding foods back in and slowly coming off the supplements as your body heals. So I like any of these are an awesome option, but hopefully one of these is speaking to you and you're interested in that. So just real quick, wanted to share with you some feedback from one of the participants of the balancing program. Kathleen said that I learned the importance of investing in myself. With supplements and time spent with Meg, I was able to address the root cause of my health issues instead of just guessing and prolonging the cycle. I feel I'm able to enjoy more of a variety of foods than before. I highly recommend you join the next balancing program, learn about yourself, your body, and then trust Meg to address your personal issues and help you through them. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, we would love to have you for the next balancing program. I do this a few different times a year, so go to this link here. You can scan the QR code or just go to balanceredeem.com/balancing program, and you'll see when the next one is. If it's not coming up for a while, go ahead and jump on the wait list so that you at least will be notified when it's coming, and I do give extra little freebies to people who are on the wait list. So thank you so much for watching this whole thing. If you have any questions as well, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any of your questions.